Hey, Jeremy here, a little bit of a different video. I want to talk about if I lost my design job, what would I do? I see a lot of designers, they can't get clients, they lose their job, or they're scared to go freelance. It is a competitive industry, but it's one of the best industries. We get to do creativity, we get to design, we get to create cool things, design brands, design websites, and it's really fun. And, not everyone gets to have that opportunity. So we do have a great industry to work in, but, losing a job is one of the worst things, right? You're probably feeling scared, not sure where your next paycheck's going to come. You might not have much savings. And so it can be a big problem, but I want you to see it as an opportunity, because every time you face a challenge or a circumstance, it's an opportunity to rise up, transform yourself, make changes for the better, and improve your income, make more money, or improve yourself. And so the first thing I will do is seek new skills. A lot of designers get stuck in just being like a logo designer or a print designer, right? And they don't focus on upskilling and learning higher paying skills, because clients out there have bigger problems. They don't just have small problems of like, just design me a logo or an identity. There's actually bigger problems out there that you can solve. And so I liked what Hormozy said one time. He said, instead of investing in the S&P 500, which is like the stock market, he said, invest in the S&Me 500. So the point is focus on yourself. It's all about self-development. So if you're not constantly growing, you're not going to get those bigger clients. You're not going to be able to offer more services or help your clients in a deeper way and solve bigger problems, because the designers that make more money are the ones that are solving big problems, not just small problems. And so one of my favorite courses that I've been taking is the Google UX design course with AI now. It includes a 7-day free trial on Coursera. I will put a link in the description below, or you can scan the QR code to check it out. Being completely refreshed with AI in it, and it's got all the necessary lessons that you need, and it's really easy just to go through all the lessons. And one of the cool things is they have lots of videos about like the practicalities of UX, how to design, talk about apps, how to create better experiences for users, how to solve problems, what questions to ask. And I know everyone talks about AI, but learning AI will help you learn how to iterate fast, help you streamline your processes. It just speeds up your overall design process when, using apps like Figma or any of the AI tools out there. Now, let's get back to the video. One of the second key things that I would do is actually start posting on social media. Like, I would do anything I can just to pump out as much content as I can, right? Just focus on quantity, not as much on quality, because what I'll try to do is see what works, what type of cover images will attract more clients or more viewers, right? So I'll look at my designs, I would share my work, I would constantly upload any work I've done in the past. So like old projects, maybe it's like a side project or free stuff I've done, or just client work, whatever I have, I would literally just post that. And maybe you worked at a company for a while and you lost your job, try and get those files that you worked in. Like, you might not be allowed to, maybe double check, but maybe some of the screenshots of your work, that would be great to just share. And I'll just put as much effort as I can to just push out content, because when you put out content, you can actually, it's a feedback loop, right? You can see what's working, you can look at the analytics, retweak your hooks, try reels, try carousels, try just single posts and see what works, and then try and figure out a rhythm, a pattern, and just keep posting. Because a lot of designers try and get work, but they don't actually share any of their portfolio work. Like, they're too busy doing the work, but they're not focused on sales and marketing, right? And if you don't market or promote yourself, you're not going to get clicks, views, you're not going to get interest. Most of the time, people don't even know what you really do, right? Even people ask me like, hey, like, am I a coach, or do I still do design work? So sometimes I have to explain that, because it doesn't look clear on my socials. So even for me, I have to tweak and make it clear what you do. So I'll just like constantly post as much work as I can. I'll use LinkedIn, Instagram, and probably X. Those are my recommended platforms, because they have good organic reach as a smaller creator. And there's business people on LinkedIn, which is good. X has a lot of creatives and tech people. And then Instagram is just a bit of everyone, even though it's really competitive. So yeah, LinkedIn X is pretty good for that. So after I've started posting on social media, trying to get some traction, what I'll do is like update my portfolio. So I'll try and update all my work, do some fresh new mock-ups, make it look really clean, cool, and professional, update my cover images. I'd probably go to Behance as well, update them as well, because sometimes I share my Behance link to people that are inquiring. So I would update all that, and that will help me just be able to reshare and repurpose those case studies like every month. So every month I could reshare those projects. Like, you can even do like Throwback Thursday, chuck a project on there and be like, hey, last month I worked on this project. It was super fun. Here's the case study. And you can put a link on in, say, LinkedIn or Instagram, whatever, and then people can see the full work you've done. So I know designers hate updating their portfolio because it just takes so long, but you just got to do bit by bit, right? Don't put it on the back burner. You need to put in that effort to do that. Now then, to get even more work, I would just start networking. So networking, not in the general sense of spamming emails, cold calling and stuff like that, but what I will do is try and find local events, not just creative events, but like business events, like whether it's tech or real estate or whatever, like business, small business growth. And I would just try and connect with local people first. And that's just one of the best ways to get connected. Some might not have big budgets, but at least you can maybe get a referral, because at the end of the day, word of mouth is the most powerful tool you have. And so that's one way to start making connections, getting your face out there, because remember, your personal brand is all about association and reputation. So you want to create good, positive associations with your name, with your business, and you want to build your reputation so more and more people know you. And then on top of that, one of the things that has worked for me as well is you want to reach out to old clients and ask them if they need help with other projects, or if they have more work that they need done, or they have more bigger problems that need solving. And so when you go back to your old clients and message them if they need help, then that's a great way to get the work flowing again, because sometimes you might do a brand identity or a website like 6 months or 1 year, and then they haven't contacted you, or who knows what could happen, right? Maybe they hired someone else, but you don't know. It's just good to shoot them an email, like friendly email. Don't be salesy. Just be like, I personally would be like very cash about it, and be like, oh hey, hope business is going well. How's the results? Are you getting lots of clients, etc. If you do need help with anything, I'm happy to work on something with you, a project, or if you want to fix an area, like work on something, and then I'll offer them like a 10% discount or something just because they're your past client. Another thing you can do is just, if you don't want to work with that client specifically again, or they have no work, you can just say, hey, if you have any referrals or you know anyone that needs my services, it would be great if you can give them a referral. And on your next project, I'll give you a 10% discount, or, I'll send you an Amazon gift card. That's another secret that you could do just to keep that relationship going and show that you care and like you're adding value. And so you can't be afraid. You just got to like ask, you got to be proactive really. Like a lot of designers just want to sit back and relax and think the work's just going to come in. But at the end of the day, you just want to be as proactive as possible and reach out to as many people as possible. Old friends, old creative directors, old work colleagues. Reach out to as many people as possible. And then lastly, you can go on like job boards. I find that a lot of job boards aren't really the best because they get a lot of applicants, so it's very competitive. But it's better to like join a paid community, or like one of those high quality free communities. So a lot of these like design creative communities, they have a lot of high level people in there, and they might need some services. Or for example, some of them are like design agencies, and they usually like hire freelancers. So that's a good way sometimes to, if you're in these communities, like, hey, I'm looking for a designer or looking for a web dev or something like that, then you're going to put yourself in a position to be able to see more opportunities. And so every day I would check those, whether it's a Facebook group, a school group community, a Discord community, whatever. I'll just like every day check them, see if someone needs help with something, if there's a job, like it'll be really, really good. Like I remember recently I joined one at the start of the year. It was like $15 a month. It was like high level designers. And one of the guys was sharing smaller, he has a big agency, so he takes like $20,000 jobs, but the smaller stuff, a couple $1,000 to like maybe 3,000, 4,000, he was like sending those clients out to some of the community. So that was like an opportunity to get some more work as well. So that was pretty cool. And then lastly, a bit more of a unconventional method is just get a normal day job. And I know you don't want to hear that because, some of you just want to be like freelancers, or you just want to do design. You don't want to work in a different industry or whatever. But at the end of the day, you got to put food on the table, and sometimes you got to get that income. And so getting just a day job, whether it's retail or a call center or just something that you can do on the side, even like 3 days a week, just to bring in some income, and then focus on your freelance gig on the side and build, as I said, like your network, your portfolio, start building your client list. That would be one of the key things to do, because don't be scared of getting a day job. Like at the end of the day, like a job is you're there to work and get paid for adding value, creating value, doing something. You're trading your time for money, right? Which is not the best to build wealth, but at whatever season you're in, this season where if you lose your job, you need to find ways to get back on your feet and just keep moving forward. So don't be ashamed to get a day job. Like there's nothing wrong with that. I remember I had a day job 4 days a week in like 2018. I worked there for like a year and a half when I got married. So like part-time, I was doing design work, like infographics, visual reports, icon design, stuff like that. So it was related to design, but it wasn't really like branding or website stuff. So for me, I just did that for my family. And then when I started building my business on the side and that started growing, I just thank God that data kept showing up and just building my business and my brand. And then I fully made the switch. And so that was a process. You can have it over time, but don't be afraid to get a day job that's not the same as design, because you might like it. You might meet new people. You might get other opportunities, but at the end of the day, like, you got to put that effort in, work on the weekends if you have to, work at night. Because if it's your passion, if you really love design, you'll make a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. You'll find a way to do it. So yeah, hope that helps. Thanks so much for watching this video. Remember, if you do want to grow as not just a general designer, but a UX designer, you can take that free Google course from Coursera. I'll put a link in the description below. Definitely try it out because it's got all the latest trends with AI, UX, and you can start growing your UX career today and start making more money, more income, and growing your design career to the next level. So definitely check it out. I'm sure you'll love it. If you do maybe want to find some more freelance jobs, I do have a video on here listing some design job sites where you can get some freelance design gigs. Check it out.